Hi, everybody. It's Susan Bradley Bortfield, creator and founder of Partners at Play and Soul Speakers Global. I'm so excited today because we are going to talk to you today about coaching versus therapy. Now, we're not here to say therapy is bad or coaching is bad or one is better than the other, but I really want to shed a light onto coaching as an alternative. And today I am so excited because I have with me three amazing life coaches that are going to help me answer your questions and shed some light on the subject. So hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
We have a lot of people, I think, joining us. Hi, Marie Ricketts.
Oh, amazing.
Hi, Marie. Hi, Sandra Suli, my love. Hello, hello. So feel free to share this video to your page so that we can spread the word, because this is a really important subject. I'm going to start today by just introducing you to the members of the panel. And I'm going to start with the amazing Ingrid. Ingrid?
Okay, so let's start. Hello, everybody. My name is Ingrid de Smet. I'm from Belgium, Europe, and I'm an inspirational and transformational coach. I am a certified QSCA Law of Attraction coach. I'm also a certified Vedic art teacher, and I'm a creator of jewelry in silver and gold channeled by universal energy. And I am the creator of Abawaza. It's in fact a center where people can come to find peace and inner silence. So, yeah.
I love your jewelry. I had the opportunity to meet you, right, in San Diego at one of the QSCA events, and it happened to be my birthday weekend. So you and Olga were at my birthday party. Fun. Christy was very generous in having a party for my birthday. But I was able to see, one of your jewelry pieces, and it was just so beautiful. I love that. And, so I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
thank you for the invitation, Susan. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And all of these amazing coaches are a member of my group, Partners at Play. It's a playground for coaches and healers to stretch their wings and fly high. So let's talk with the amazing Erica. Hello, Erica.
Hello. Hi. Well, my name is Erica Deutsch, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Doesn't sound as exotic as somewhere in Belgium, but, I love Brooklyn. I am a QSCA also certified life coach, law of attraction, a QSCA certified hypnotherapist, and I feel blessed to be a Heal Your Life licensed workshop leader, which for those who don't know, that's dealing with the works of Louise Hay. I'm, of course, a Reiki practitioner and a new IET therapy, which is integrative energy medicine. The people that I really work with and the passion that I have is really helping people with that mind-body connection, dealing with traumas and sicknesses, and really releasing people from the addictive nature of a story and bringing themselves back to like that divine, lovey, gushy part of their heart that sometimes gets covered up by this illusion of a story. So that's really, I do it through a lot of different modalities because I don't believe as a light worker that one person fits into one thing. I think that I taste the flavor and the authenticity of a person, and then I find something together that will help them achieve their goal, not my goal, but really what they want their essence and life to look like. So that is what I do.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we might go a little deeper on that today. So
And I know you identify with a lot of that. So yeah.
I definitely do. So it's I'm very passionate about the subject as well. And last but not least, my amazing friend and fellow coach, Olga. Hello, Olga.
Hello, thank you for having me. I am Olga Abru, and I am intuitive transformation life coach and healer. And I coach men and women who are driven and focused and caring, and they found themselves in a tunnel, in a low point of their lives, and they're looking for something different. They're looking for something, and they may not know what it is. And I take them on a beautiful transformation journey and take them from where they are right now, in a place where a lot of things do not make sense, to where they want to be. And really, my passion is to connect everyone with their true divine selves. And that's a beautiful journey. It's a journey for brave ones, and it's a journey for courageous ones. It takes a lot of courage to want to and to be willing to embrace new mindsets, new ways, and to embrace everything that's coming your way. And transformation journey is a big one. I think most of us who are here have experienced that.
Absolutely. And you brought up a great point, because it does take a lot of courage to hire a coach or to hire a therapist, right? And in the past, there's been a lot of stigma of people that have gone to therapy. And today we're going to just break free from that load of crap, okay? Right? If we were meant to do it alone, we would not have been given parents, right? Right? Because they were our first therapists, they were our first guides, they were our first coaches. So definitely, if you're seeking therapy or you're seeking a coach, bravo, congratulations to you, because, we're not meant to do it alone. And I'm really excited about this topic. So I just want to say hi to Teresa Sweeney and Lo. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And so I want to begin by just explaining why I really want to do this. And it is my passion to bring awareness to humanity about the holistic way of being. So, I hold no judgment on therapy. I do not think therapy is bad or wrong in any way. I personally had a very bad experience with a therapist that set me back in a huge way. But whether you choose a therapist or you choose a coach, there's things to ask. There's things to look for. There's, things to be aware of that you may not have thought about as of yet. So it is just really, really important to me that we talk about it, because I'm sorry, sometimes I get a little emotional when I think about, people out there that, are scared to go to a therapist, or they're scared to go to a coach, or they're feeling some shame about wanting to get help. And, I just want to encourage you to do so. Now, I'm a coach, and I coach coaches, right? I coach coaches and healers to bring their message to the world and to step out as the leaders they're born to be. But I still have a coach, right? I still have, I have two coaches. So, you know, I am proud to say I don't know everything. I don't know how to navigate everything. And I am, you know, I'm just boldly going to tell you I need help on this journey as we walk through this journey in our humanness. So, life coaches, I've just noticed lately, life coaches are really getting a bad rap. They're getting made fun of on, you know, TV. And I really feel, I mean, my boyfriend, he loves TV, right? So he was watching the show called Big Brother. I don't know if you guys know about the show. It's probably just a US thing. But there's a life coach on there. And not only is she a life coach, she is a law of attraction life coach. And we're all law of attraction life coaches. And the producers like put this eye in the middle of her forehead, right? So making fun of it. And so I'm like, oh my God, we have got to like educate people, because in truth, people are scared or they make fun of things they just don't understand. So, you know, and she's kind of given us a bad rap. But a life coach, when we're trained to be a life coach, when we're trained to be a law of attraction based coach, we are actually taught about the mind and the power of our minds and how we have the ability to shift our circumstances, to shift our perspective. And we really do understand the mind-body connection. It's none of us here are just like, woohoo, I'm a life coach, right? We went through the training. We are certified. Unlike therapy, where therapists are licensed, right? Therapists are licensed. We are certified. So I think that's important to know that anyone can call themselves a life coach. So there's things that you want to ask, there's things you want to know before you hire a coach. And I would recommend any one of these ladies in the highest light to hire as a coach. I've been acquainted with them for about a year now. Erica, we've been connected for a little over a year now. And, you know, so these women, these amazing facilitators really care about your success. They care about, you know, they care about you achieving the joy, achieving the happiness that you so deserve and so desire. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can, they're trained to know exactly the process to take you through to get you to where you want to go. So I just want to say that. So, yes.
And I also think that I could speak for myself and probably for most coaches or light workers that I know, the reason why we have so much passion is because we've been on the other side. We've been, at least for myself, I've been in that dark place, that confusing place, that seeking place that just wouldn't, the words wouldn't come out, or just feeling really stuck and suffocated. So now that my life is transitioned and on the other side and continuing to seek more knowledge, it gives me even more of a heart sense when you could connect with somebody and that you could see them blossom out of that place. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how
Absolutely, absolutely. So I became a coach when I was bedridden. I had to figure out a career that I could do from bed, right? So talk about, you know, in a low place, and then the skills I learned as a coach and applied to my own life really in a very short amount of time got me to where I am today, right? With all of you. So that's awesome. So I want to ask the audience, has anybody ever been in therapy or are thinking about going into therapy? If you want to share, say yes, yes. Okay. And okay, I know that I've been in therapy and I had a very traumatic experience, and I'm going to share a little bit about that in a while. But I first want to go to Erica, just to elaborate a little bit about what you were talking about, that you were in a dark place, right?
Yeah, I definitely had a very, not to blame or shame, there's no blame or shame attached to any of this, and I acknowledge that my past is exactly what it needed to get me where I'm going. But I come from very PTSD childhood, very abandoned, a lot of abuse, sexual and physical abuse, that turned into self-cutting, self-mutilation, heavy drug addiction and alcohol. And I felt that my biggest failure in life was every time I attempted suicide, that it wasn't successful. To me, that was like just horrible. And I've been through a lot of therapy because of it. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong, because that's just the road that I had to take. But through coaching, I found light. You know, it's therapy, which was fine, and it kept me alive. I mean, I'm here. You know, I way past my expiration date that I thought I had, which is wonderful, and I'm happy, you know. So I had to go through that road of recovery and stop the addiction of cutting. But life coaching brought me light and brightness.
So that's a very dark place. And to be able to say today, you inspire so many people yourself, right? So bravo. And we're getting a lot of yeses from everyone. So thank you so much. And could you everyone that said yes, can you say, just put, was it a positive experience, or was it a negative experience that you had with therapy? And while you're answering that, I want to go to the amazing Olga, because Olga has agreed to share that she was in therapy, and she's going to share her experience too. So thank you, Olga.
I'm thinking where to start, whether I have time to go into the story, but it will make a little bit more sense when I touch on it a little bit. I didn't know I needed therapy, and I didn't know that I needed help, really. And I think that's the case for quite a lot of people, where we are in a place where we feel we have to figure it out by ourselves, because if we don't, that makes us look weak or, you know, inadequate, and, you know, those feelings. And I was exactly the same. I felt I have to trooper all by myself, and I have to figure things out all by myself. After I had my daughter, I mean, I realized recently I actually went through depression twice, and I really had no idea that's what it was until recently. So, you know, whether it's called depression or not, it doesn't necessarily matter, because depression really is an umbrella word for so many different versions of when we feel lost and we feel disconnected from ourselves. So I was actually going through my second depression, which I had no idea. But after I had my daughter, I really went into deep slump where everything was hard work. And I mean, getting out of bed was hard work. To tidy up house, even a room, was impossible. And to do anything just seemed really extremely hard work. And I didn't understand why, and I had no idea that that's actually not normal. And when someone asked me, how are you? I would be, yeah, great, everything's absolutely fine on the outside. On the inside, screaming, shouting, the complete opposite. Until one day, I worked from home. I worked in the office at the time as a finance analyst. I was in corporate world for 15 years. I realized today, looking at my LinkedIn profile, I was trying to figure out different career, but that's kind of a different conversation. I worked from home one day, and it came to a point where I was doing my spreadsheet and I ended up in tears. Absolute, complete meltdown in tears, and I didn't really know why. As it happened, an email popped up on my work email that said, we've got this new service, this new benefit for our employees. Call this number if you need help with anything, finances, family, anything. So I called the number, of course, it was right in front of me. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know why I feel like this. I don't even know how I feel. And I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what I need. I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything. So that was basically my conversation with them. And I said, okay, we totally understand. We know exactly what you're talking about. We've got someone you can talk to. And that was it. That was the best thing I've ever done. Picking up that telephone and calling someone and said, I have no idea what's going on, but I think I need some help. And I don't know what I need.
I have goosebumps, like literally, because in that moment, the number was right there, right?
Yeah.
But you took action and taking the first step of saying, maybe I don't know why I need help, but I just know I do, right? So making that phone call and saying, I don't know what I need or why I'm calling you. I just know I don't like it, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations. Exactly. So how long was the process and what was your result of, that you had when therapy ended?
So I had a really good experience with therapy. I guess we like to use the word manifesting. I manifested. I got a really good psychotherapist, and I ended up going to sessions with her for nearly a couple of years. It was, for me, a complete lifesaver, and she was truly magical. However, her being a therapist, she was limited a little bit with how she can interact with me. Going to therapy is so different than going to coaching session. And now, having done both, I can see the difference. But going to therapy was about me going there and talk about without really too much direction. And I think that my husband, hopefully he doesn't mind me saying that here, but he has also done psychotherapy. And he said, I don't know where we're going. I don't know why I am here. I know this is my time. I have 45 minutes to talk, and I'm not sure where this is going. And that was very much my experience. However, I did make the most of it. And I was in a place where therapy was really helping me to get out of the fog. I was surrounded by fog. And I didn't know where to go, what to do, who I am, what's happening. So through talking and really engaging with my therapist, she got me out of the fog, and she got me into a place where I was then ready to go and do something different. And I jumped into coaching because that's what was in my path next. And really, I have an analogy to what is the difference really between therapy and coaching. And
hold that thought, because we're going to go there, right? We are going to go there, my friends. But I'm glad that you shared that you had a positive experience, because I didn't. So it balances out. But I want to share some of the comments because it's really, really important. So Beth Myers, she says, yes, she went to therapy after a suicide attempt. It was positive and helped support me to evolve to who I am today and move into seeking and practicing coaching, hypnotherapy, cognitive behavior therapy, art therapy, dance and movement therapy, counseling, coaching combination. Coaching now, as I have shifted into focusing on what I desire and not the problem. beautiful share, Beth. And Beth is one of the most heart-centered, beautiful people I have ever met in my life. So I so appreciate you being here and having, and sharing your experience, because we want to remove the stigma. Help is help, right? And oftentimes we try to express to the people that are around us, but they really don't get us, or we just don't want to put that burden on them, right? And sometimes when we try to talk to the people in our life, they're like, oh, you'll get over it. Or take a bath.
Yeah. Oh, so that's normal. Yeah, that's normal. No, it's not actually.
Right. So they want to support us. They want to help us. But what we need is beyond what they can offer us, right? So go ahead, Ingrid. Yes?
Yeah, I would like to share something. It's also speaking about therapy, but in a different way. It was for me the experience that for me, it was like for more than 40 years, I was not living on earth, you know. I was so much connected with the energy, spirit, with soul, and not connecting really with my body. And I went on a silence retreat 9 years ago, and that was phenomenal for me. It gave me the courage to know in which direction I wanted to go. But the people that were there, they were not able to guide me. So what happened was that after 1 year, I was totally, but really totally out of balance and completely exhausted with my body, And yeah, and I went to hospital for 1 week. I had to go and ask a friend of mine to take me to hospital because I really felt that these were the last days that I would live on earth, and that I would go back to where I come from. And then the psychiatrist who was at the hospital, I was talking with him, and he said, I can't do anything for you because you are not from the earth. You are not here, and I can't help you. And I just asked him, but tell me, who can help me? Who can understand what I am feeling and what I am experiencing? Tell me about what is happening with the light and the energy and with my body. What is happening? And he couldn't help me. So I continued my path by searching for help, reading books, and connecting with coaches all over the world.
Yeah.
And then the thing was that I just needed someone who could connect me again with my body. Yeah. That I understood what was the connection between your body and your light and living the experience on earth.
Yeah.
So that was completely a different story, but words speak about it too. Yeah.
Right. So I can identify that because as an intuitive and as I'm connected, right? I've always been connected to my angels and my guides, that there was a long time where I didn't really want to be in my body. I didn't want to be here, right? It was much more pleasant where I spent my time. But that's a really important something really important, because on the other hand, when I tried to go to therapy, I also tried to seek help. I was very depressed. I had a lot of heartache and a lot of things going on in my life. I was married to a man that had 3 children, and his children lived with us, the whole time. And then they got taken. The mother came back into their life, and they went to live with her. And I was devastated. I was so heartbroken. And, I blamed my husband because I didn't mean to blame him, but I did blame him because we went to court 36 times and he couldn't save them. He couldn't keep the kids with us. So I had that anger. I was very confused. I felt lost. I didn't know what to do. And so I scheduled 4 times. They kept calling me and saying they had to reschedule for this reason or that reason. On the 4th time, I finally got an appointment, and I told the therapist everything that was going on with me. And she looked at me and said, even God can't help you with your problems. And she prescribed me 5 refills of Valium.
Wow.
So in my mind, I'm like, she's telling me to go home and kill myself, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, but I didn't know what to look for, because when you're depressed and when you're in that place of darkness, you're kind of grasping at straws. You need something, you need someone, you need help, but you don't know what to ask. You don't know what to look for. And we're going to talk about that, questions that you should ask a therapist and questions you should ask a coach, right? It's really, really important. That one instance changed my life, because I did start taking the Valiums because I only weighed 89 pounds. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I was in a really dark place. I started taking the Valiums, and then my sister said to me one day, you look like a heroin addict. And so I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I just started laughing, believe it or not, because I was like a skeleton. I couldn't even recognize myself. And in that moment, I flushed the pills down the toilet, and I got on with life. It was kind of, even though I was rejected, probably the only person in the world that was ever rejected for therapy, it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me, because, I could melt into nothingness, or I could just make a decision that this was not going to be my life. It's just not going to be my life. But had I known what questions to ask or what to look for in a therapist, I would have never ended up with that therapist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm so happy, Ingrid, that you did continue to get help and you actually went to the hospital. And that experience, opened your eyes as to maybe, would you say it opened your eyes to maybe why he couldn't help you, but there was help out there, but it was you making the decision?
He couldn't help me because he didn't understand where I was. And he couldn't help me because there were no organizations that he knew who could help me.
Yeah. But
so the thing is that the feeling that I had at that moment was that there is no connection, not a good connection between coaches and therapists. And yes, you have very good therapists that become also, not coaches, but they learn what coaches learn too. And they combine both, and that's fabulous.
Yes.
And then but when we have the possibility to work together, that would be very much more of a benefit. Not only for the therapist or for the coach, but for the client.
Yes, wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be amazing if we work together? And I feel that in the last 10 years, in every way, like holistic and traditional, that we are coming together. It's much slower than I would like, but it is happening, and it will be a beautiful day when therapists and coaches work together to help people fairly quickly achieve what it is that they're wanting. Yeah. So I just want to read some of these comments because it really is, just so beautiful what people are sharing. So Elzbieta, I'm very pragmatic, so I badly need tools to handle my problems. Therapy didn't give me these tools. The psychiatrist said, "You are too rational." The very moment I said, "What? Who are you to say that?" And that was it. Therapy finished. And Susan Bradley Portfield and Beth Myers appeared in my life. Love you both. And this is how I'm returning to myself started on my way. So Elzbieta, I met her during the QSCA, they were opening their doors and they were inviting people to enroll. And I met her and I actually coached her into joining the QSCA. So I have a special place in my heart for Elzbieta. So thank you so much for sharing. Teresa says, a lot of my clients have had taking therapy, which helped with the trauma, but coaching has allowed them to put the past behind and move forward in a very proactive way. And let's see what else we have. Okay, I think that's it right now. Sandra, I'm going to show this because she responded, I think, in Belgium. So,
yeah.
So can you read that on the screen, love?
Yeah. As a therapist, you are much closer to the problem, she says. As a therapist, you are much closer to the problem that you can see. But for me, that's a difference between a therapist and a coach. Therapists, they see and we feel.
Yes. Oh, that's a great distinct.
If this is what I'm really not saying that therapists are not feeling. I don't want to say that, but I know that there are therapists who are too rational and not feeling the client. They are not in vibration with the clients. They are just looking and seeing and following their knowledge. Yes. And we as coaches, we have been learned to be in vibration, in contact with our clients, to feel them and to see with our feelings where they are. That's for me the biggest difference between, not one of the biggest. There are several differences, but it's another way of coming closer to the client, see their pain points, and see how we can help them, and be honest to say yes, we can or we cannot.
Yes. So I want to talk about some of the differences, right? And so one of the major differences between therapy and coaching is that coaches don't dwell on the past with their clients. Yeah. Yes, we don't ignore the past. We don't stuff the past or brush over it, but we focus more on the future, right? What it is that you're wanting to create. And I always give this visual to people, like imagine you're waist high in a mud pit, right? Focusing on the fact that you're a mud pit is not going to get you out of it. Yeah. So sometimes I think therapy spends too much time looking at why this problem happened, what happened in the past, who's to blame, we, acknowledge the past. We help them heal the trauma and heal the past. But there's definitely a balance where between healing the past, we're creating the future. Healing the past and creating the future. And I think that's one of the biggest differences between a coach and a therapist. Another difference is therapists are regulated by the state on how they can serve you, on how they can serve their clients, right? But life coaches are free to explore many different ways to help you get to where you want to go. We are not mandated. Now, there's a downside to not being mandated by the state because anyone can put on the hat and say, I'm a life coach, right? So it's very important that you know the questions to ask when you're considering hiring a coach or a therapist, right? Because half the therapists out there graduated in the bottom of their class, right? And then another huge difference is therapists can prescribe medication. Life coaches can prescribe meditation, right? And so that's a very important thing because in some cases you may feel that you need medication or you're being told that you need medication. And I was on 22 pills and a pain patch when I was bedridden. And in my experience, meditation is much more powerful than medication. And I'm not saying medication is bad, but medication does not heal. Medication stabilizes or makes you have that illusion of wellness. There's many holistic practices that can help you actually heal versus medication. And there's so many differences and similarities between coaching and therapy, but both coaching, your potential coach or your potential therapist should be able to tell you, how, they should be able to map out what the plan is for you. They should be able to tell you in 3 months you should achieve, this is the goal to reach in 3 months. And I find that a lot of times therapy is just ongoing with no end in sight. With coaching, there's an end, right? Our main goal in life is that you don't need us. At some point, you don't need us anymore. So a coach would, make a plan and have, this at the end of this, if you do all the work, if you're committed to making this change in your life, this is going to be your result. And so we help them move forward in a much faster way, in my experience. Now, I'm not saying that therapy is wrong, but I do know that I have coached many people that have gone through years and years and years of therapy, and in 12 weeks, I've helped them accomplish so much more.
To me, the biggest difference between therapy and coaching is how relationship works. I had really great therapist, and she was very intuitive and she was very gifted and she was very spiritual. Even she wouldn't necessarily admit it because it didn't go together with her profession. And she had 30 years of experience. She had many letters behind her name and she continuously kept up with her CPD. So she had a really good record behind her. And I really felt that she can help me. However, that was this barrier where she couldn't go any further. I kept asking her, you are trying to teach me or, help me with relationships, yet you're not in the relationship with me. And she said, I can't do that because the ethical guidelines of my professions are, I have to let you to do what you need to do, and I am taking a back seat here. And I said, well, that doesn't seem to work with me, because how can you help me, to get me to where I really need to go when, you are stopping at some point. So I felt if she could, Ingrid, what you said, combine really therapy and coaching, she would be top coach, because she had it all. It's just her profession had certain ethical guidelines and she was not able to go behind them. So as a result, what really happened, she was truly amazing. She had 6 sessions with me in the beginning, and each session she opened a lid on a little jar, and each jar was something else: relationships, mum, dad, work, health. And we just took a little peek, and then throughout the next couple of years we just opened a little bit more, but then it went back down again.
Right.
And then when I started coaching, it was like, woohoo, let's have a look what's in there. Wow,
yes. So I want to go there, right? Because that was one of the other big differences between a coach and a therapist. A therapist has to remove their personality completely. Like, they can't use personal experiences to help as examples. They are very regulated and very mandated. Now a coach, in my coaching, I would often say, in my experience, this is what my experiences was, and help them have a new perspective of what they're going through. And so that is a huge difference. Now I want to move on, because
Can I just say one thing before you move on?
Absolutely.
But it looks like I was just waving.
I don't.
I was being polite. I was like, hi. I know that for myself, when I was in therapy, and I'm not anti-therapy, so let me get that out first. But it really, I think it served the purpose of me getting out some of the noise and the hodgepodge and the clutter that was in my mind. And it's the stuff that you shove down, that you don't want anybody to know, or you don't know if anybody will understand, or who do you even speak to about it. But it kept me stuck there, whether I was on Lexapro and different medications way back. And it still kept me in that story of, I need this to stop that from happening. But not once in therapy was I able to say, well, who do I want to be? What do I want to look like? What does my future want to be? Do I have something more than this pill or this story? And when coaching came, and I've had clients that also have therapy and coaching, it was as if the first time the light was on, and I said, wow, I can be more. I can pass through this. That I was able, and I've said it before, to put the light on. And that light is really that dream, that heart part, where you could imagine something beyond the circle of therapy, because I found it to be, yes, a lot happened this week. Blah, 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 blah. This is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. Can you believe this happened? But it didn't teach me the skills to say, breathe that through. Am I attracting? Am I playing victim? Am I looking at that little girl? Is she crying? Can I meditate and, go into a future of myself and entertain these immense possibilities beyond the, proverbial pill or my appointment Saturday at 10:30? Be there, and then leaving going, well, I guess I got through my week, but what's going to get me through the next episode or the next moment? And I found that coaching with my clients and with myself gave me that that possibility to entertain something grander, bigger, so much that you could get goosebumps from the joy of just not knowing. Yeah, you know, so for me, that was a major difference, and I've seen it work with my clients and truly with myself.
Right. So I feel that therapy is like in the moment coaching, right? That's how I feel. Like it's in the moment. You can go there. They're a sounding board. They're great listeners. You know, you talk about what happened, why it happened, but a coach really doesn't go there normally. Like they're not going to just help you week to week with the drama of the day, right? A coach is going to help you map out a plan of what you want instead and help you take those steps to get there. Is that a true statement? Yes, yes?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So we have all been coached, and I definitely want to touch upon this. So how has coaching helped you, Ingrid? How has a coach helped you see the possibilities?
Yeah. First of all, the thing that she did was her place where I went was a safe place. Safety is for me crucial.
Trust.
Safety, yeah, trust, but safety and knowing that what you're speaking out is heard and that you just can be who you are. You can cry, you can say whatever you desire, you can talk about one or another to see into the mirror. And what helped me with the coach where I went was that she really understood me because she has been there where I have been too. So she said, I understand you, I see you, I know where you are. So trust me and I will guide you to your next step. And what the thing was, what do you want? That's so important. What do you want? Because you can do a lot of things, but if you don't know what you want, you can go wherever you want and not be helped.
I want to stop right there because this is worth saying, right? This is worth saying. So many times we don't know what we want, right? We don't have a plan. We don't know what we want. And your coach was smart because she helped you discover what it is that you want. Now, one of the myths people have about life coaches is they associate it with like a weight loss coach or a sports coach that tells you what to do and how to do it and when to do it. But life coaches are the exact opposite. We don't tell you what to do. We help you discover what it is that you want to do, right? And we hold you accountable. So we keep you on track. And it is with love and non-judgment. We don't judge you for who you are or what you want. We help you find your own life path, right? We don't mark it as wrong or right. We just help you. And so I think that's a huge difference in why coaching is so very effective, because we don't tell you what to do, right? They kind of make fun of coaches, like we're going to tell you, you know, how to be like your mother, right? They make us out to be like your mother, and we are so not your mother. We are going to, you know, ask you, we know what questions to ask. We know what processes to take you through to help you find your own realizations, to help you discover within yourself your own magic and how to express that in the world. So we are definitely out of time. I could talk about this for another couple of hours because it's so important. But I want to bring up a few questions of what, I made this fancy little thing. So let's see what I got here. Okay. All right, this is something important. If you're already in therapy or you're already in coaching, this is really important to ask yourself. Are you moving forward or are you stuck in the past? Is the therapist or the coach helping you to move forward, right? So if you're still like just looking in the rear view mirror of what has happened and why it happened and blah, 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 that's not healthy. And it's going to take a lot longer for you to create the future it is that you're wanting to create. So that's something to ask yourself. Am I moving forward or am I just staying in the same place? And if you're not moving forward, you should probably look for another therapist or another coach. Now, another thing that you should ask if you're in therapy, does your therapist give you a call to action step? Or do you just meet once a week and you just unburden yourself of all your problems and you talk about it and you try to find a reason why it's happening? Or does your therapist or your coach, any good coach or any good therapist, is going to have you continually day by day taking some sort of action to continually move you to what it is that you're wanting to create for yourself? So let's see. Okay, this is another big one to ask yourself. Am I focusing on where I am or where I want to be? Like the mud pit. If you're focusing on the fact that you're waist high in muck, it's not going to help you get out of the mud, right? It is, you must focus on what it is that you want and start envisioning that. The mind is a very powerful thing, and the mind doesn't necessarily know what's real and what's not real. So if you can go within your mind, envision yourself having what it is that you want, that'll help you move so much faster to that end. So definitely, are you focusing on where you are or where you want to be? The fire desire, I call it. Which fire are you feeding? Are you feeding the fire of desire or feeding the fire of undesired? Whatever fire you're feeding is certain to grow. And this is just a fact. It's not a judgment, it's just a fact. So let's see, here's one. Is my quality of life improving? If you've been in therapy for a while, or you've been with a coach for a while, is things getting better for you? Are you seeing the results? Right? That's really, really important. So some questions you want to ask a potential coach or a therapist. You want to find out, especially if they're a life coach, have they been certified? What kind of training do they have, right? Ask your therapist, where did they receive their training? What is their specialty? With a coach and a therapist, you don't want that carte blanche therapist or that carte blanche coach. You want one that understands what it is that you are going through and that they have had results with their clients. So ask them, what kind of results do you have with your clients that have been similar to mine? And how long do you think I should be in therapy? Or how long do you think to reach my goal, how long do you think this coaching should be? And then at the end of that time, you reassess. What is your new goal? Did you achieve that goal? Now, neither a therapist or a coach can be responsible for your results. You're always 100% responsible for your own results. You must do the work. But is the coach, is the therapist holding you accountable to take that action that you said you would, right? That's accountability is really important in either thing. So, definitely ask first. Don't be like me, where I was just desperate and needed help, and I wasted like 3 months of trying to get an appointment. And, that should have been my first clue that they kept canceling on me. But, then to go there and have them just prescribe me pills, that's not good enough. So if you have a therapist that is just, monitoring your drug use or putting you on prescriptions, and I'm not saying that you should not be on a prescription if it's helping you, but if that is the whole base of your therapy, there's definitely something to look at there. So you definitely want to look for a professional, whether it be a coach or a therapist, that is going to move you forward, that's going to have a time frame of how long you are going to be in therapy or in coaching, and the results, right? They have to be result oriented to keep you on track. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to just have everyone wrap up. They're going to just, again, tell you a little bit about, who they serve and how you can reach out to them. So I'm really excited. I so love all of you for being here. So grateful, so appreciated. And so I love all of you for participating. We could have definitely gone deeper, and maybe we'll hold a private group to continue the conversation. I'll let you guys know. If you're interested in that, say hell yes. And hell yes.
Hell yeah.
And perhaps we can continue this conversation. I would love that. So, Olga, why don't we start with you? I'm going to put your email here. So if people want to reach out to you, let's see.
Yes, thank you very much. You can definitely get in touch with me via email. I have a Facebook page called OJ Orange Juice, OJ Life Coaching. I have a book now button there. And if you want to get in touch, then please do schedule a 30 minutes discovery call with me, and we can have a chat about how I can help.
So who should connect with you? What person should connect with you? Who do you
Men
serve?
and women, yes, men and women who are professionals, business owners that have families or partners, and they are at the point in their life where they've tried all sorts of things, they have career behind them, and they found themselves in a rut, in a mud, stuck in a tunnel, and they are looking what to do next and not knowing what my direction is next or how am I going to get out of this. So if you're feeling lost and you really want to do something different, then you are the person to connect with me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and Erica.
Hello. So you could find me in multiple places. Of course, on Facebook as Erica Deutsch. On Facebook, I have my maiden name, so it's Erica Kirsch Deutsch. And you could also find me at Pathways to Empowerment. Both of them are separate pages. If you wanted to email me, you can at pathwaystoempowerment@yahoo.com, except the word 2 is actually the number 2.
I put it up on the screen, Erica. Is that correct, love?
I don't see it on my screen, but I think you got it right. I trust you, you know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's perfect just the way it is.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So who do you serve?
Yeah, I definitely serve people that are very interested in divine connection and divinity of any sort by any label. There is no one divinity, and heart-centered, and that are ready to move to the next step to release the illusions of stories, whether it be mind-body connective, which I'm really, really, to tell you the truth, that's my biggest passion of holding in on a cellular level, stories and traumas and situations and illusions. So really, I would say anybody would come to me as if they're like, you know, I'm done, I'm finished. That's just old story, old habits. I keep repeating it and it feels familiar, but it's no longer comfortable. And that is men or women. I have a lot of people who are in the corporate world, you know, because it helps them also connect to the people in their companies, in their business, you know, because they become more relatable. So it's really anybody who's tired of being in that story.
Beautiful, you know? Beautiful. And Ingrid, my beautiful Ingrid.
Oh, you're always so kind with me, Susan. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can reach me by email at ingrid@abowaza.com. You also can reach me by Facebook on Abowaza. You can search for it, and also www.abowaza.com. That's my website. So, and I'm serving people, men and women, who really want to master their life, because I feel that a lot of people are ready to be who they are. So, how do you become who you are is by having some exercises and some tools to center and to find that inner place in yourself, to know your own space, and to create from your inner space the world that you desire to create for yourself. And that is what I want to do with people, but really people who really want to go for it. And I can tell you, it's not difficult. It's very easy. And I really want to guide you. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I just want to thank everyone. This is just an amazing experience. So just to top off, do not be ashamed for needing help. It takes a lot of courage to reach out and ask for help, whether it be a therapist or a coach. Now, in my experience, if you are not in, you know, I want to just point out, if you're contemplating suicide or if you are that depressed, you should contact a therapist. That is beyond the scope of a coach, okay? So get help, call the suicide prevention hotline, and I'll post it here in the thread after this broadcast. So if you are really feeling so low that you are considering ending your life, don't do it. Make a phone call, reach out. There's thousands and thousands of therapists and coaches out there, and I'm confident if you use today's tools that you're going to find the right person to help you. Now, if you are looking for a change, or you just want to meet your goals in a much faster, easier, more fun way, you should hire a coach, right? They're not going to tell you what to do. They're not going to tell you to pick up your laundry off the floor. They're going to help you discover your own inner magic and how to express that in a way that brings you joy and happiness that you so deserve, right? You're not meant to do it alone. So make that call or hire a coach. I help coach. If you're a coach or a healer, I'm your girl, right? Susan Bradley Bortfield. Connect with me at Partners at Play, my Facebook group, or you can email me at Susan B. I wonder if I put my email in here. Susan B at partnersatplay.ventures, and we can connect. I do not do individual counseling or coaching. I will help you bring your message to the world or your gift to the world. I help coaches take that next step for them. And so connect with me on Facebook if you want a consultation, if you're a coach or healer and you're not sure how to get started. I help coaches and healers build their foundation and bring them to a platform in which to grow their business, such as this. So my email address is up there if you just want to give me some feedback on whether you like this kind of platform to bring knowledge and wisdom. I'm planning on doing this every third Thursday of the month, and it'll be different subjects. It's basically traditional versus holistic. It's meant to be informative and informational and with a sense of play, because that's what I love. And so if you really liked this platform, just definitely let me know. And please share in the comments a positive experience or any kind of experience that you had with a coach, right? How did a coach help you in your life? Let's give some love. Let's talk about that. And I will answer all your questions. And I'm sure Olga and Ingrid and Erica will be happy to go through the chat and answer any questions as well. So if you have a particular question for one of them, feel free to just tag them or mention their name in the chat, and they'll definitely be happy to respond to you. But I'm so blessed and so grateful to bring these amazing women, these amazing coaches to play with me and help you all. So I hope you received as much as we wanted to give to you. So many, many blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Olga.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.